What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. We live and direct, baby. And I come before you all, like here to report some sad news, y'all. George Zimmerman, the former neighborhood watch member in Sanford, Florida, the man who took the life of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin unjustly, stalked a child and took a child from this world, right? He is now homeless, jobless, and going through PTSD. That is the report. That's what he is saying, right? And y'all, when I heard this news, I said, damn. I thought about a saying my mama used to tell me, God don't like ugly. Would you look at that, Sheldon? Look at God. Look at God. You know, I don't pray on people's downfall. My son wanna hit me, he wanna talk too. I don't pray on people's downfall or none of that. But I have no sympathy for a man who stalked a child and took a child out of this world unjustly. I don't have no sympathy for that. I don't. You reap what you sow. I especially don't have any sympathy for a man. Malcolm, let that talk. I especially don't have sympathy for a man who went around signing Skittle bags. I remember that. He went on tour signing Skittle bags and Arizona tea cans to flex and flaunt that he took Trayvon Martin out of this world. And you expecting me to have sympathy or empathy for that? No. Talking about PTSD, like Shay said, what about Trayvon's family? All the hurt that they endured. You know what I'm saying? Auction, right? He did. He auctioned the gun that he used to take Trayvon Martin's life. All of that. And you think I'm finna feel sad about it? Absolutely not. Trayvon would have been. I remember when this first happened, right? And how the nation responded in general. I remember, like, black folks, we was out riding. We was enraged. And I remember white supremacists, in their mind, there had to be a reason why George Zimmerman did this. There had to be justification, you know? And that's the thing, when black people's lives are taken, when a young black child is taken, there's always this thing, they had to have done something wrong. A white man could never just take another man, a black boy's life for no reason. You know? They could never just do that for no reason. It had to be something vile that the black kid had done. And I remember all of the circumstances around it. I remember the coverage around it. My son is just so excited. Yeah, so all of this, I don't feel bad for that man at all. At all. You know, and Trayvon Martin, I pray that young man haunts him forever. Haunts him forever. You know? So vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Like, I remember that man out there gleefully signing Skittle bags in Arizona tea cans. I feel nothing. I feel nothing for that man, you know, and what he's going through. On none of that. Awaken Now says, my BFF uncle was the lead detective on the case and retired 3 years early because of the case. Yeah, like, it was horrific, demonic, all of the above, man. And the way, like, I remember having friends that went to predominantly white schools when this happened. And the way that they said that Trayvon was covered. I remember they were saying, like, people were like, yo, the white teachers, And the students were like, yo, he had to have done something wrong. He wouldn't just do this. Like, it's like they can never fathom a non-black person just being vile and being evil and being racist. But you know, when a black kid is a black young man or black young woman is accused of doing something, oh, we the usual suspects. It had to be us. It had to have been us. We ain't no question about it. Ain't no questioning about it. You know what happened? It's always when a black person get accused of something, oh, they did it. No second thought about it. You get what I'm saying? So all this about him being homeless and all of that, man, no, man. For real. You can get by for a little while, but you won't get away. You won't get away. You reap what you sow. Iron Will say, right, it's interesting seeing the mental gymnastics they're doing for this woman deleted by ICE. Yes. All it is absolutely crazy. Y'all remember the cops told George Zimmerman to leave Trayvon alone. Don't follow him. Don't stalk him. None of that. And he still went and did it anyway. And still got off. And look at this. That's the world we living in. You know? But I feel so bad for like Trayvon's family. Like I said, at the time, I'm only 19 when this happens. I'm in college. I'm in college at the time, like my freshman year, I believe. He's 17 years old. So it's like I felt regardless of the age, I felt connected. It's a black young man getting his life taken by white supremacists, right? But I'm like, yo, we're close in age. You know what I mean? And I've been in neighborhoods, you know, that are predominantly white in Chicago, and I could have easily been profiled or something like that could happen to me. Something like that could have happened to me, you know, and this man, he said he walked away. And again, I just will never forget him signing them Skittle bags. So that was the most despicable, vile image I could ever imagine or have in my head. So all of that, he doing bad and he homeless, man. I don't care nothing about none of that. Because he obviously didn't care about taking Trayvon Martin's life. You don't care, especially when you take it, when you sign in Skittle bags and stuff. When you sign in Skittle bags and stuff like that. You sign in Arizona T-cans, yeah, you don't give a damn. So, yeah, you're not going to hear people out of black folks I hear us all crying and weeping about it or weeping for him in this situation. Man, you can hear a rat piss on cotton as it pertains to sadness for George Zimmerman in our community. You can hear a catfish piss on what? We ain't, what? Yeah, I remember sold the weapon, everything. And you got people buying what? This is the world we living in. People wanted to buy a gun, to buy the firearm used to take Trayvon Martin out of this world. That's the sick and foul world we living in. That you have people wanting to buy this weapon. You know, Black Maul said I could never understand how he was able to move around Florida after taking the life of Trayvon Martin. I don't know. Was he living in recluse? Was he living like secluded somewhere? I could imagine, because I don't know. Like, was he hiding somewhere after that? I'm wondering because it's like I don't know how you go through life after that without having altercations when you're around black folks all the time. So I'm wondering, like, was he living secluded somewhere? Was he in hiding for a while? Because I just couldn't imagine that being a thing where he just riding and gliding through Florida without, like, you know, carefree. So the two people that ran up on him were white. Oh wow, yeah, man. So you know, I saw this and I was like, wow, you know. But again, I'm sure white supremacists are going to play the fake Christianity card. Have a heart. Have a heart. You know, he's God's child. But Trayvon Martin was God's child too. And a lot of them, when Trayvon got taken off of this earth, a lot of them was looking like they was saying Trayvon had to have done something. In their mind, Trayvon, it was no way that Trayvon Martin was an innocent young man in their mind. In their mind, he was guilty just because he was black and he had a hoodie on. So all of that, I know they're gonna try to spin the fake Christian angles. You know, there's a lot of fake Christians out here. So convenient Christianity is the word for it. Convenient Christianity. This whole, you only want to quote Bible scriptures when a white supremacist is on trial for doing something. You only want forgiveness for a white supremacist and all of that, right? But where is the empathy? Where is the compassion? When black folks is taken off of this earth by white supremacists, where are you talking about Christianity and God then? So had Zimmerman unalived the white man, he would have been gone. Man, listen, you know how this go. You know how this go. And like all of this. And Trayvon, it said, remember Charlie Kirk said that Trayvon Martin was stalking George Zimmerman and making Trayvon the troublemaker. Absolutely. That's why when they try to have black folks have all this compassion for Charlie Kirk and all of that. I remember him saying that about Trayvon. I remember him making Trayvon Martin the aggressor, saying Trayvon stalked George Zimmerman, right? And they try to make him a martyr and all of that. Like, what are we doing? That's why when I saw black folks out here moaning and groaning and all of that, like, listen, I don't celebrate people's death, but you wasn't finna catch me out here crying and moaning and groaning about him being taken off of this earth. I wasn't going to do that knowing how he despised black folks, knowing how he basically painted us as degenerates, painted our whole ethnicity as nothing but degenerates. Charlie Kirk said black folks were better off during slavery because we committed less crime then, right? So how can I be feeling all this empathy for that type of man? But this world that we living in now, again, the way you saw them mourn for Charlie Kirk, the way you saw them mourn for him, this is Charlie Kirkisms. The way they mourned, and they were so compassionate for George Zimmerman and questioning, was Trayvon Martin really innocent? All of that. That's the shit Charlie Kirk was out here pressing and pushing. That was what he was pushing. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And what's crazy about this is now I guarantee you, the sad part about this is if George Zimmerman goes to GoFundMe with news of him being homeless and jobless, I bet you he would get huge donations. Because again, white supremacists, boy, they're gonna come save somebody who eliminated a black person off of this earth. That's how they get down. I remember when a woman, what was that? When a woman called the little the black child who's what was that, in Minnesota somewhere? What was that? Called him the N-word and all of that, and then used the send and go. Yeah. Send, that's what it was called. That one. I go fund me, send and go. And she got a whole bunch of money off of that. Whole bunch of money off of that. After she called the black boy the N-word and all of that, and black folks was letting her have it. She got all type of paper, got caked up off of there. Got caked up for calling a black child the N-word. So I can imagine, I know the world we live in, they're gonna come to his aid because he eliminated a black child off of this earth. So yeah, and right now he going through a lot of that PTSD. That's Trayvon Martin's spirit haunting him. It is, and I don't feel sorry for a man living like who was a monster. I don't. So Larry Adams says crazy people love that evil. Crazy people love that evil money when they can grift off racism. Man, listen, I promise you, I see it all the time. Racist people do racist stuff and they get saved. They get saved by white supremacists. So yeah, this is karma playing out in real time. Lachey Davis, absolutely, this is karma playing out in real time. Well-deserved karma. Well-deserved karma, might I add, you know? But we listen, a lot of us shared the same sentiments when we read that headline about him, we read that headline about him being homeless and all of that. No peace for the wicked. None whatsoever. Now, hold on, Dre. I'm talking about George Zimmerman. You come on here talking about Dr. Umar. What is your goal with that with that type of like comment? What you trying to divert this conversation from something from what we really talking about to something else? Why you come up in here talking about Dr. Umar? We didn't have conversations about what he be doing. This ain't about him though. I come on here talking about George Zimmerman. You trying to come out you talking about Dr. Umar. What's your end game with that? With that point you made? Stuff happens every day, B. Every day, B. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what do Dr. Umar got to do with this situation, this conversation. Like I don't, that's my point. But it sounds like a deflection topic, a deflection method, method during this conversation and topic. I don't like deflection during this conversation. He said Zimmerman was a Hispanic too. And Felix, a lot of Hispanics identify as white. And y'all know that. A lot of Hispanics identify as white. You know? Don't get me started on the Cubans in Miami. Cubans in Miami, a lot of them can't stand black folks. The Cubans in Florida in general, they can't stand black people. Said MAGA going to start a GoFundMe. He'll be a millionaire by later on this week. Yeah, man, I said it. They said it's one called Give, Send, Go. A lot of the white supremacists use that one. They use Give, Send, Go as their way to get money for anti-black racism. For sure. But like I said, you don't get to find peace with me. I don't wish peace upon people who do evil things to people, who take the life of innocent children, and then flaunt and flex, the fact that you murdered a child by signing Skittle bags and tea cans. Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, Shelton telling me some real information. Shiloh Hendricks didn't get that money. Give, Send, Go shut it down after the backlash. I didn't know that. Well, I'm glad she didn't get that money because they was running up the tab for her. They was running out the tab. They was running it up for her, about to gift her a bag so she can relocate, have a new big house, probably have a couple cars. All they was getting all type of money they was trying to send to her. But you say give, Send, Go, give, Send, Go. I'm trying to get the title of the platform right. Give, Send, Go, shut it down. Says some people of color are just racist to black Americans as white people. Are just as racist. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why, like, I remember when I made a video about the people of color and is that a real why I don't like that phrase, because they throw anybody that's just not white under there. If you're not white, you're a person of color. But there are a lot of people who are persons of color who hate black folks, who despise black people all the way around. What's wrong, man? What's on the drink? Hold on, y'all. I gotta give my little man something to drink. Hold on. All right, y'all. We back again. We back. Look, now my son ready to go to sleep. He want me to come in the room with him so he can lay down. Y'all know how the kids do. Go ahead, get up there, baby. But yeah, like I'm not feeling sorry for Zimmerman. He said he's excited for y'all game. Yeah, he is. We got a big game today. We need to win this game. Cause I want to talk crazy to Packers fans. But we getting ready in spirit right now. What Felix say? At least white folks have somewhat tried to address the racism somewhat. A lot of Hispanics pretend they aren't racist at all. Man, Nick Fuentes is one of those who identifies as white. Absolutely. Because Nick Fuentes got a lot of his Fuentes is a Hispanic last name. But he want to tell y'all he white. He white before anything. That's crazy. Him being homeless is divine retribution. Absolutely. Look, my son want me right up in here with him. Nick Fuentes gives fruity vibe. I don't think Nick Fuentes know what it feels like to kiss a woman. What woman want to be bothered with him? Like this. What woman want to be bothered with that? Like, what woman? No, ain't no woman got time for that. That mother, like, his energy does not even shift towards a woman. He wake up every day mad at black folks every day. I praise God when I heard Zimmerman was homeless. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it for real? So no wonder he mad. He can't get a one. Hey, listen, a lot of these white supremacists really ain't never had no woman for real. Ain't never had no woman. They still ain't had a kiss at 38 years old, 37 years old. So I ain't a lot of them do horrible with women all the way around. But yeah, like I'm not crying about George Zimmerman being homeless and none of that. Yeah, Nick Fuentes cosplays as a white man all the way around. And a lot of racist Hispanics cosplay as white people. They do. They identify as white. They check white off on the when they ask questions, are they Hispanic or white? They check white. Because a lot of them try to assimilate to fit in with white folks. But unfortunately, white folks do not see them as white. They don't. They know that and still try to do everything they can to fit in to be white. Black Mall talking about some Zimmerman being homeless proves he ain't got none. He ain't got none, Mac. My ladies would not. You say your women would never have you homeless or on the street in any capacity. They would never abandon you where you out here messed up out here, where you outside fighting for your life. I'll feel you, bro. But yeah, man, like I'm looking like what am I gonna do? What am I supposed to do with this information? But say, look at God. When I saw that he was out here homeless and going through PTSD. Because like y'all said earlier, PTSD, what about the PTSD that Trayvon Martin's family suffered from? What about that? Hold on, show. Mikey Garcia put white as his race. How you know that? Where you see that at? Where you see that at now? I know Mikey. Mikey is he got a dark hue on him to be saying he white. Come on now. Mikey. Mikey talking about he white. Look at Mikey look. Mikey got to stop that. I know his Hispanic ancestors pissed off. What? Natasha, what's going on? And Charlie X, that's what I said too. You know, he do that give, send, go, and they try to give him a whole bunch of funds, and all that white supremacists gonna try to come around and gather for him, and they gonna try to come and collect the offering for him. I know how that works. He calling out to his white supremacist buddies, telling them I need some money, make me rich, and it's very disgusting, very disgusting. Man, so after the Spence fight, he was on camera in a hospital, and he put white as his race on the fight. Damn, I ain't even know that. That is crazy. Mikey out here, yeah. Mikey Garcia is not Canelo Alvarez. He's not a white Hispanic at all. But he put white down. So it just lets you, hey, yeah, are Canelo identified as white? Same with Ryan. Yeah, Canelo is a white Hispanic. So I'm not even shocked. Said my bro Drew Titan. Drew Titan. So he caught it. I got you. Stop, boy. Put your feet down. So Canelo is Irish. He do, don't he? He look like he Irish. What's wrong, man? So I heard Canelo is from Scotland. They crazy. But if you look at Canelo, if you just look at him and you didn't know like boxing and you didn't watch boxing and nothing like that, you would think he's like Irish, like he's a redhead white guy. You would. If you seen him just by looking at him. My son, I'm hoping my son take a nap and go to sleep because he been he been up all day long and he is pulling me around the crib. Cause I know he tired, but he trying to fight it. The dude that played Pretty Ricky Conlon. Oh, Tony Bellew, former light heavyweight champion. Tony Bellew, cruiserweight too. Cruiserweight. My bad. Tony Bellew. Canelo looking the way he does is why the Mexicans boost him and not Benavidez. Well, they gonna tell Benavidez, yeah, you got Ecuadorian up in you too. But I know what you saying too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I seen this about George Zimmerman. I'm looking like, man, won't he do it? I will never forget. Um I will never forget how he was signing Arizona tea cans and Skittle bags. That was the most I can't get that image out of my head. When I saw that, I was baffled. Baffled all the way around. Heated too. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. That Benavidez damn near looks black too. He definitely has a black. Yeah, he be around a lot of black folks. You could tell Benavidez. If honestly, Benavidez be more closer than the black boxers than he do the Hispanic boxers. You could tell he be around a lot of black folks a lot. You gotta like bravado. He got a black person's like swagger. You right for sure. Iron Will said there's still white people who have slavery artifacts in their homes. Oh, I know it. I know it. Mexican is a nationality. It's Afro Mexicans too, for sure, definitely. George was grifting from Trayvon Martin's death by signing Skittle bags. 100%. Oh, Benavidez's mom is Afro Ecuadorian. Okay, I got you. I got you. I had no idea. You just taught me something new, Shel. Said George Zimmerman and Kyle Rottenhouse are both in the same boat. Dusty, broke, and degenerates. Is it still snowing in Chicago? I don't even know. I ain't even been outside today for real. So I ain't even looked out the crib. Um, bro. So why is little Georgie still alive? We have all these so-called shooters and gang MFs, but yet he still walks. Y'all wonder the same thing. That's why I was wondering, was he living in like in a secluded area or something, or far away from people? Cause I'm like, how is he walking around here like that? I think Ryan Garcia and Zimmerman could be related. Yeah, look, I remember I got on black folks' head about that riot that racist rant Ryan Garcia went on. And black folks still cuddling up to him, taking pictures with him. He talked about digging up George Floyd, unaliving George Floyd, and putting black folks in the hospital and all of that. And black folks still, man, he still beat up Devin Haney. He still won the fight. I still rock with him. Motherfuckers like Wiz Khalifa running to take pictures with him. All that John Jones, which doesn't surprise me at all, because I told y'all how them boys in UFC be. Them boys in UFC be off cold like hell. Them boys in UFC be bug dancers to the core, to like supreme bug dancers. Them boys in UFC, Donald Trump coded like hell, including y'all favorite Derek Lewis. Like, I told y'all yesterday, I can't stand Derek Lewis ass. He do more bucking he be always bucking his eyes. He can't say two sentences without hollering out Donald Trump name every time. I got to call Donald Trump. Donald Trump. I love me some Donald Trump. Donald Trump. I want to call him now. Donald Trump. I want to see him. Donald Trump saw my fight. Or Donald Trump. Get Donald Trump on the phone. We need to talk to Donald Trump. I love the Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Like, God damn. Derek Lewis. How many times you finna say his name, bro? Like, every time he talk, he just a court jester over there. But anyway, see, I remember that Ryan Garcia is staunch anti-black racist. Yeah, that motherfucker can't. Oh, he say Donald Trump every single time he win a fight. After every fight, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, and every time he talking, my balls hairy, my balls sweaty, my balls musty, like man, what? But I told y'all white supremacists love them an unserious buck. He not serious about nothing in life. He just there to make white folks comfortable, make them laugh, talking about his hairy nutsack and all. Hey, what are we doing, bro? Like what? Like it's a whole nother. I know I'm off on another topic, but I just hate that representation that he does. Like, yeah, but like UFC is MAGA world. It's MAGA world. So I guess that's his way of trying to become a superstar over there. He just holla out Donald Trump name and talk about his balls being hairy all day long and sweaty all day long and all of that. Like, and that's his way of just becoming a mainstay over there. As hard to say, yo, your take on those black UFC fighters on point. About to subscribe now. I appreciate that, bro. That's love. I did a whole video talking about black UFC fighters and how it's hard for me to get into the sport because I can't find nobody over there I identify with at all within the UFC realm. I heard Joaquin Buckley don't be going for none of that, right? And I heard Tyron Woodley wasn't going. Then he let a white dude call him the N word one time. It's just like Rampage Jackson, John Jones. Oh my God, Buck dancing like crazy. What is the dude that told Donald Trump said Donald Trump got an N word pass with me? What is his name? Kevin Holland or something? What the hell is his name? There's the one dude, he said Donald Trump got the N-word pass with me. And I said, oh nah. This brother here, he could not, we can't even sit in the same table. You feel me? Rampage Jackson, he another one. I got on Rampage head a while back after the stuff with Rajah Jackson and how his own father was his biggest bully. But his father was always trying to bully him, but loving on his half Asian kids. Silly ass. That man Rampage Jackson really said, I had money saved up for my kids. For my black kids, I had money for them if I got to bail them out of jail. For my half Asian kids, I had money for them for their college fund. And I said, this motherfucker really said this and thought this was okay to say. He thought this was cool for him to highlight, like for him to really, he thought that was something cool for him to say. And that's when I was like, oh yeah, Rampage, this motherfucker, he's on something completely different. You know? I like MVP. Rampage is cool. He does not bug down. He's standing by his son. Nah, Rampage be off cold a lot. He loved Donald Trump dirty draws. Rampage loved Donald Trump dirty draws too. And anytime you say, I got money saved up for my black kids when they about to for them when they go to jail. And for my half Asian kids, I had money saved up for them for college. Look at the message that sends. The half Asian kids, they good enough for college. You only had belief and faith in them being smart enough for college. Only the half Asian ones. The black ones, they just going to jail. Snow bunnies know how to. Hey, oh no, Mister, for your sister, you out here wilding. You out here wilding. So now it sounds like you hate black women right there with that. I appreciate that, Carmen. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was hoping when I put these glasses on, I look smart. Like I know all the answers to the test. But yeah, like I seen Rampage say like, man, if you don't get that weak shit out of here, dog, like, how can you say that about your children? How can you say that about your kids? I got 2 kids myself, right? Now my kids are both with black women. But like, let's just say I did have some mixed children. You think I would put my mixed children on a pedestal over my 100% black kids? Like I would never do nothing like that. But that's what Rampage did. Rampage did just that, always bullying his child and all of that. Like, always calling his son gay on camera, all of that. Like, I think that's corny behavior. That's weak. I don't like that type of parenting. And as a man, like, see, my father would never do that to me. And I come from a James Evans type black man who really like don't take no BS, ain't taking no nonsense. My father would never do that to me. But that's how Rampage get down. You have to realize Rampage like, nah, I don't care how much is she like talking. There's certain lines and thresholds you don't cross, especially with your children. Certain thresholds you don't cross at all. You don't tell your kid, you don't put your mixed race kids on a pedestal over your black kids. I don't care if you just playing. What message does that send to the people about black folks? You as a black man are saying your black kids, they just good enough for jail. You know, that's bug dancing for real. Your mixed kids, they good enough for college. They smart enough for college. Like, what type of message do that send in a world, in a UFC world that's already anti-black? Their whole world is anti-black for real. That UFC land, Dana White has made it MAGA universe over there. That's why he always got Donald Trump at all the events and all of that. John Jones bowing to Donald Trump, all that. This terrible optics, horrible. After he trying to hand the belt to Donald Trump, looked like he just finished Mandingo fighting and handing the belt to Donald Trump. Like, what? Gemini Wealth, karma is real. Absolutely 100%. Look, my boy just went to sleep now. So my dad would never do that. I never seen with Due Date. I never seen that movie. But yeah, man, like I promise y'all, my father would never do nothing like that. So I hope his black kids disown his. Yeah, man, like Rampage be buck dancing for real. He does it a lot. Yeah, he got to go. He got to go. I'm sorry. Like, man, what is he? What is he out here doing? Just out here like, mm, get up out of here. Yeah, you remember that him signing them Skittle bags, Gemini? Well, that was horrible. Horrible. Oh man. But my little man knocked out. He say it's over with, baby. He said get some sleep. Nah, I ain't getting no. The game about to come on, rap God. My little man get some sleep. I can't go to sleep right now. The Bears about to play. I got to stay up, big dog. Panthers might mess around, upset the Rams. Oh man, gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing on social media. That happened. Said Brian McKnight could relate to Rampage when it come to loving his mixed kids more. Absolutely. For forever, Coco Chanel. You say you tired, but my boy, he been up all day. That's why I knew. Like I said, man, he trying to go to sleep. Look, my cousin here. What's going on, cuz? What's happening? Said good luck to the Bears from an Eagles fan. All love, man. Yeah, he been up all morning. So all day rather. So like I didn't I knew he was gonna get tired, but he got tired doing my live. That's why he pulled me to the room because he liked me laying with him when he go to sleep. So he like he started pulling me to the room. I said, "Oh man!" He wanted something to drink, so I gave him something to drink, and then he like pulling me to the room, like, "Let's go lay down." I'm like, "Man, all right."
Let's go lay down, baby. So you about to do your paperwork for work, cuz? Oh man, hold on. It's your brother's birthday. Matter of fact, I gotta go tell your brother happy birthday. Yeah. Yeah, I look, I'm gonna have his snack ready. I ain't letting us cause I ain't gonna let him sleep too late because he ain't gonna keep me up all night. I know how that go. You let them sleep forever. They gonna be up all night long, running around 2, 3 in the morning, getting active. Not gonna be able to do it. Said Mills, let us watch the game with you. Man, I should, but then they might flag the video if I do that. If I show the video, they go like flag the video. Now I can probably sit here on the live stream while the game on and holler at the TV. But if I show the TV, they might flag the video and be like, "Oh, cut it." I remember one time I had did a video on I put up a video on like it might have been on YouTube. I'm at my uncle's house watching the fight. Now the fight, I wasn't showing the video, but you can hear the audio, the commentary, right? And because the commentary could be heard in the background, they still was like, "Oh, you cannot post this video because that commentary was owned by Showtime, right?" They like, "Oh, you cannot, you couldn't hear the sound, and you can't even hear the sound on some of this stuff." They told me that sound because you could hear the sound clearly. No, look at Lorraine coming up in here, wanting to start some mess about LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James. Lester B-Day was yesterday. Yeah, sure was. Sure was. Look, all my people, all our birthdays in January. Swear, all our birthdays be in January, man. Y'all know your boy birthday was a few days ago. You know, I was drinking that Welch's sparkling grape juice. I was drinking that Welch's sparkling grape juice because y'all know I don't do no drinking, so I drink the Welch's. It was a little boy on the video that said, "LeBron James, I'm not celebrating my b-day. You did call me, cuz I think I was in the middle of like shit, what was I doing? I forgot to call back. A few of my people called me and I forgot to call back. I'm horrible. I gotta stop." So I did a story time with Flavor of Love in the background. YouTube said, "Take it down now." Yeah, they ain't going. You can't have none of that. How you feel about Max B's new album? I didn't even hear Bigger Val. I didn't hear Boss Don Bigger Val. I didn't even hear the new album. But yeah, though, nah, I appreciate that, Coco Chanel. I appreciate that. Because I wish I had you on this live stream when I was having a conversation about colorism. I wish you was on. I wish you were on. Because I mentioned you. You say add you in right now, cuz you talking about right now? I had did a live stream like it might have been like the day. How long? So did I hear about 80 and his hand injury? Yeah, I did. Unfortunately. Cuz, hit that link, cuz. Ugh. I had Coco come on here the other day. Look, Coco came in here talking the other day because he was talking about making them um consoles and stuff for them athletes. But yeah, y'all. Hold on, y'all.
Oh.
What's going
What's
down?
what's happening?
What's happening?
Nothing much, man. I'm about to do my paperwork. Excuse me, because I got a cami, y'all.
Hey, look. So look, y'all, this is my cousin, right?
Hey, how's everybody doing? I can't see no comments or nothing.
All right, I'm gonna let you know what they saying. So look, this is my cousin for this really my second cousin, right?
Yep.
Cause my her
Mm-hmm.
mother and my grandfather were brothers and sisters, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but we grew up
Rest
like
their
first cousin,
souls.
right? But
Rest
we
their
grew up,
souls.
yeah, we grew up like first cousins because we close in age, we a year apart. So
Mm,
you know, so my cousin, I've been meaning to get her on here anyway,
right.
cause we got to talk to you about a whole different lot of different stuff, man. But yeah, man, how you feeling though, cuz?
You know what, Mal? Every day is every day is I don't know. Some days are better than others.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be like, whoa, it's me, but and I don't want to sit up here and come at you like this either. But it's like I I understood when people would say you don't understand until it happens to you, when you lose a parent. Like I
Yeah.
understood it, I got it, but it's like now I'm like, man, it is what it is. I'm happy to be here. I'm out staying at my dad's house right now.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, cause he's out of town visiting my sister in Texas.
Shout out to Gary, man.
Yeah, I got Winnie here too with me.
Oh yeah.
He's asleep. I ain't gonna mess with him.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah. So
But
what my
I seen your video on the color. I was like, okay, I gotta finish watching it. But yeah, let me shut up.
yeah, yeah. Hey, so yeah, man. So me and my cousin. So we had like I said, we have a really close relationship. You got a lot of cousins, Mac, a ton of them, a ton of them. So first of all, let me say this: my grandfather had a lot of siblings, a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole lot of us, a ton of us, literally.
Yeah.
I can do a video for every day of the month with a different cousin. For real, because I had Coco on here talking about what he does.
You had his daddy on there too.
Yeah, I have. All right, I had my uncle Corey on here. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I had, a lot of I had what two of my cousins on so far. Only two. Now you the third one on. Well, yeah,
You
you
gotta
the
get
third one
Bobo
on.
on there.
Huh?
You gotta get Bobo.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I want to give y'all. So look, my cousin, like I said, we super close. Um, they grew up in the Robert Taylor projects in
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, right?
Yes.
Bronzeville neighborhood. Um, cuz how old was you when y'all moved out of there? 15, 14?
I was 14 going on 15. So
14 going on 15.
my freshman year, because I went to DuSable, but my freshman year of high school is when we moved out. And you know what's a funny story? I remember it was a girl, she lived in our building. And I don't know if you remember her. Her name was Starika. You remember Starika?
I don't remember Starrica. Hold on.
No, but she went to do cyber with me. And I guess one of her friends or whatever, who somebody she was cool with, she had told them like, yeah, she from the building or whatever. And I had seen the girl and I was on the bus on my way from we had just moved, but we was still like in between. And she was like, I thought you said this. I was like, yeah, I am. I moved.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what it was with some people. Like, I'm not about to lie about living in no projects. I'm just not about to do that.
Right.
But I really feel like, you know how like sometimes kids that are like interracial, they be like, oh, I'm struggling between, showing that I'm black and my white side and all of that. I kind of felt like that a little bit when I got to high school, because it's like, okay, I grew up in this place, but also not saying that I went the elementary school I went to was just so superb.
No, it was.
We went, but like you went to a magnet school, I went to a magnet school, so I went to Beasley.
Right.
So if y'all don't know Beasley, what's my boy named D Rose? He went there.
Yeah, Derrick Rose went to Beasley. Right.
So it was a well-known school, but it was like sometimes people would like, all the kids from Beasley feel like they act like they all of that and they smart. And then people would tell me like, I was, oh snap, my bad, y'all. People would say, like, oh, you smart and all this other stuff. They would say stuff, but and don't tell nobody I'm telling you this, but I always felt like kids in Winston Ferry was smarter than kids in Winston Beasley. I'm so sorry. And maybe I think it's probably just a family thing.
Yeah.
It's like observing my siblings that went there. And then, of course, your sister went there for a short amount of time.
Yeah, my mama went to Farron. Yeah.
So I'm like, I think it's just probably maybe a family thing. Like I always thought that you guys, y'all was like really intelligent. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say the kids at Beasley were not, because they were. Some pretty incredible people that went there. And I'm pretty sure you didn't cross paths with people that probably knew me that went
to
Morgan Park. You know what I mean? So it was, I don't know how to put it, but yeah, it was like sometimes I felt like I kind of struggled with that a little bit. I'm sorry, this thing just keep on falling.
You good, cuz.
I struggled with that even when we lived in the Robert Taylor homes. You had teachers, you had students sometimes, not all students, because everybody wasn't ignorant like that.
Yeah.
But you had some teachers that were like questioning why were we there? Mm-hmm. Why them kids from across the street over here at this school? We don't want, like, it was kind of like sometimes it was like, we don't want you there. And I was just
y'all felt that? Like they didn't want the project in there?
I had a teacher in the first grade. Her name was Miss Lacomiak. Fuck that bitch. But anyway, let me not say that. You might
Are you good?
But and what's crazy is, man, our family, I ain't gonna say we got cursed, but we got that bitch 3 times.
Yeah.
Bobo had her. She didn't like Bobo. I had her. She didn't like me. And Jeremy had her.
Dang.
So I just like, man. And granted, when I got in there, when I first started, everything was cool. But I guess like when stuff started to get challenging for me, I was being a kid. You 7 years old. I'm not saying that this was okay, but you know how your auntie was, man. You come in there with an F or something that you got to redo over, it's lights out. So, man, we would have stuff where it was something called signed papers. So you had to fix your errors on your paper, and you had to show your parents, sign it. They had to help you and fix it. And it was one time, I'm gonna say this. I didn't do the work correctly because I was rushing through it, and some of it I didn't understand. And I seen it had an F. I'm like, shit. I'm like, I know how to draw. Hey, man, I forged your auntie's signature.
Damn.
And I redid it. But my teacher, she was like, she questioned it, and then my mom, your auntie, she was laughing. She was like, "Don't do this no more, move your ass."
Right.
But I redid it, and whatnot. And then, but Miss Lacomiak, she gave me a hard time. sometimes some of the kids would give us a hard time and be like,
Yeah.
do y'all sleep on the floor? Do y'all look? We weren't rich, but compared to, and I've seen this and I've heard this, compared to some kids that lived in houses in decent neighborhoods, we had a decent living.
Mm-hmm.
But they would, y'all got roaches in your house? Have you ever
No,
seen a roach in our house?
never, never.
I'm gonna say this now. You had those cases where you got people and mice might get in there, but we would get that shit because my mom ain't play.
That's just yeah. So that's just being in Chicago, man, cold outside, and might try to run up in buildings and
Yeah,
stuff
I
when they
mean, and
yeah.
we live by at my other house because I'm like back and forth from where I live at, and over here I'm on 107.
Right.
But where I live at my other house, where the house where my mom was, we live by McDonald's. So we tried to make sure stuff was okay, but you end up, you have one to get in, and then you gotta end up getting it out. And that is a part of living in Chicago, but you gotta be careful when you live in certain areas, when you live by the expressway, when you live by restaurants. Because restaurants and businesses, whether people realize it or not, they're gonna have I don't give a damn how clean you are. You're gonna have one that's gonna creep crawl and come up in there because the doors is open.
Right.
It's just the facts of it. But back to what I was saying, because I'm getting a little distracted.
You good?
Just with the whole thing with Beasley, I appreciated Beasley for what it was, but there was a lot of there was like black elitism with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like a lot of like Jack and Jill energy. Like it's cool to be around those types of people, but sometimes, and I'm pretty sure you probably saw it or experienced it at a HBCU.
Yeah.
You got them uppity niggas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say it like it's cool to. I'm gonna say this. It's cool to kind of have that energy to an extent, but then also you can't use that to flex and try to put people that's I ain't gonna say like you, but that's
look
the
like
same.
you.
But that
Yeah.
look like you
Down.
you can't, you know what I mean? You don't make them feel as if they're inferior.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody ain't on the same level. Yes, everybody is not gonna think like you, but I definitely experienced that there. And then, especially with the colorism.
So okay.
Now
we're gonna segue to that conversation.
okay.
So in the video I talked about like
Mm-hmm.
undertones of colorism in like the
Right.
morning show and stuff. And people disagree, some people agree, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
spoke about the colorism that women can experience, and it's a little different from how
Hold
men
on for a second.
experience.
Hold on.
Okay, cool. So, but anyway, look, I just so when I reference my cousin in the video talking about colorism, I was talking about my cousin here, right? There's on camera. And I spoke about colorism that was, thrown in her direction when we were younger children and things like that.
Okay.
So, matter of fact, you remember this book called The Skin on Men by Sharon G. Flake?
Wait a minute. Were you did you come to our house when I had to read that?
Yeah, so I read it in my school, then
What
y'all
grade?
read it. Yes.
What grade?
What grade was this? Fourth grade, maybe?
I read it. I think it had to be anywhere between. It had to be anywhere between like if you read it in fourth grade, I had to read
Maybe
it.
fifth, fourth or fifth. Fifth, maybe.
I had to read it anywhere between fifth and sixth.
Okay, got you.
I feel like I read it when I was in the fifth grade because I used to have a teacher, and one of your teachers I feel like probably was that Stephanie's teacher. But one of my teachers, she used to shout out to Miss McLeary. But Miss McLeary used to have a magazine here. It was called Melanin Magazine.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and I said something. I said men have experienced colorism for sure, and I talked about it, with certain things for sure. But I think the colorism men experience is a little different than the colorism women experience, right?
And you know what? It definitely. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't exist, and I don't want to make this like a struggle Olympics type of situation, but it is different. Ooh, I'm so sorry, y'all. My
You
phone.
good? That mother slipping, ain't it? Yeah.
I'm trying to set it up. Y'all, I don't even think I got all my stuff because I had a coloring page too on TikTok, but we'll talk about
Okay.
that. But anyway, it's definitely different. Women compared to men, and I think that's because of just societal stuff that are like that's unspoken. But women, we do. I don't know. We do get it harder. Some of the stuff that the kids would say to me. Now, let me tell y'all something. My mama, and I feel like Malcolm probably said something too about this. My mama used to braid some hair back in the day.
Yes.
I mean, and you know, like if I had some of my pictures, you'll be like, you was a pretty little girl. Like, what was people's problem? Kids would say the most, and especially little girls would say stuff too. But those little boys were very mean, just would say some downright just evil stuff. And I think that tagged along with who my parent was and just me coming into myself that kind of made me put up a wall and kind of made me, I don't want to say that I've always been a rough little girl, and I don't want to bring zodiac signs into it either.
Mm-hmm.
But that with that and just amongst other things, that kind of made me be like very tough. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And the conversation around this whole topic of Martin, people, it's like it's a 50-50 kind of thing. Now
Yeah.
let me tell y'all something. I love me some Martin Lawrence.
I was like, we grew up watching it. We love
We grew
Martin.
up with, no, my mom would tell you, and if I had my older sister here, Tasha, to tell you, they would put me in front of the TV when I was a baby, toddler, and they was like, this is what would, get you together, calm you down. You would be laughing at the TV. And even
Right.
when I was a toddler, where I could understand a little bit better, I love Martin. You can't tell. I love Martin so much that when I was, what was this, in 2017, me and my best friend, who is an artist as well, in the city of Chicago,
Yeah.
me and her put on a Martin art party. That's how much I love Martin.
Yeah.
However, people need to take into consideration that there were undertones of colorism with the jokes that he made.
Yeah.
Whether he did it unintentionally or intentionally, which I feel like it was probably kind of unintentional.
Yeah. I don't think it was
But
intentional, but yeah.
And then even I remember Tashina Arnold saying that this was like some years ago, probably over 10 years ago. She did like an interview, and she was basically saying, like, some of the jokes that some of the writers would try to say, Martin would say, no, I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that to her.
Right.
So there was some awareness there, but we also have to take into consideration this was a different time. So things were looked at a little bit different, but the undertones behind it, it's like, hey man, that's kind of like you trying to, jay down on the, on the dark end, girl.
Yeah.
But people are so offended, and it's like, no, man, nobody's saying we canceling Martin.
Nah.
We have to be socially aware, and we have to look at things without a blind eye. You can't look at stuff like, I'm gonna say this. Me getting older, because I didn't watch this so many times, but even when I rewatched it when I was in college, I was like, I ain't like that, but I still fuck with you, Martin, because I know you mean well. I know you mean well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, people just have to be like, get off y'all. Y'all want to sit here and say, millennials, y'all, you take that, y'all take that. No. We peeping what's going on.
Wow. And that's real.
Peeping the things that are not right.
Yeah.
I remember when people, how could you remember when you was 3 and 4 years old? Because my memory is that sharp now. It might not be as sharp right now because I'm going through the process of grieving. And I don't know if you probably have experienced that with your, when your brother passed away.
Yeah.
When you grieving, your memory let me watch my mouth. Your memory begins to get a little distorted.
Right.
Not too distorted, but certain things you be like, but I had consciousness and awareness at the age of 3 or 4. So I remember it was a young lady, I ain't gonna say the girl name, preschool. Oh, you dark skin, you ugly. I don't want to play with you. And I'm like, And I told my mom, I went home. I said, Mom, I don't understand why. I said, everybody in here is black. So what
Yeah.
are you talking about? We all the same. And it hurt my feelings. And then the more, kids would constantly say stuff to me when I was younger. Like I say, and then a lot of that went down to where we lived. We lived in the projects. People coming at you because of your socioeconomic status and where you are. Oh, you this, you that. Motherfucker, you probably don't even, not trying to J down on motherfucker, you probably pissed in the bed. You ain't even got no bed at home. And you want to talk about me living in the damn projects?
Facts.
You mad? And then, right. And then my mom, she didn't really spend a lot of, like, we didn't have name brand stuff. My mama made sure we look good.
Yeah, definitely. Y'all
She
always
made
look
sure we
good
look
now.
good. So
For real.
some kids probably envied that. And me working with children and working in education now, my outlook is different and it's understanding, but I don't play that with kids. If I catch you doing something wrong, I'm gonna sit down and have a conversation with you, and then I'm gonna let you, and I'm gonna explain stuff to you, because that's stuff that you do not do. But back to the situation with Martin, people, some stuff you gotta remove your biases from it.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna say that, and I don't want to compare the shows. I don't know if somebody might I can't read the comments, but in the comments somebody might get mad and be like, well,
go ahead, say what you feel.
I was gonna say I could see why some people would be like, the Jamie Foxx show compared to Martin. The Jamie Foxx show has transitioned to here now. It's a smoother transition compared to Martin. But then also, I remember it was an episode of Martin. He was talking crazy, and the lady wasn't dark skinned. He just was an ignorant motherfucker.
Right.
He was out of pocket on the show.
Yeah.
What was the lady that I think her name was Bobby? That lady, she was rude and mean to him or whatever in the show. That was the episode where the lady had the baby.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
So he always talk crazy, but we have to observe and pay attention to certain things too. You can't sit there and get mad and offended. And then also, even just in different parts of media in the 90s, yeah. And also, this is my connection with Brandy. Brandy, I used to be like, oh my God, like she looked like me. I got my hair like her. She dark skinned girl. She might not expect herself to be dark skinned, but she was. But she was, that was somebody that was seen in a positive light. But then, like in other shows and movies and stuff, they highlighted lighter skinned women sometimes.
Yeah.
They made them the focal point. I ain't gonna say all the time, but you could tell that it's a difference between back then. You could tell it was a difference between lighter skin and medium tone women compared to dark skinned women. And then on top of that, and people have not paid attention and watched the documentary For Color Girl. I mean, is it For Color Girls or Dark Skin Girls?
Okay.
Dark Girls.
I never heard of that. Okay.
It's a documentary. It was on the OWN channel about probably 10, almost 15 years ago. It was on Oprah's network when we were in college. I think we were in high school going to college. And in the documentary, it was just talking about how dark-skinned women were seen throughout history, how we were seen as masculine, unattractive, but in the same token, men, you looking at us as if we like these sexual beings.
Right.
Like, well, I sleep with you, but you ain't finna be my main girl.
Right.
I need somebody with long hair, thick red. But you got people that's ignorant like that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
My thing is, I'm gonna say this too. If you got a preference and you like, hey man, I like women that's short, petite, medium brown skin, light skin. I like that. Not say, if that's your preference, go ahead, dog. Do you? I can't get mad at you because that's the type of woman that you like.
Right.
But you're not gonna sit here and say, yeah, up all them dark skin B words and they blah blah blah. I want me a light. Like, first and foremost, you disrespecting women because you're calling them out of their name. I don't know what your mother looks like. Number two, do you love and respect your mama? Do your mom reflect the women that you're talking about you hate? Or, and then also, who hurt your feelings, baby? Because it's not that deep. I'm not gonna, because I could easily sit there and say, I don't like no men let me go be a lesbian, but that ain't my ministry. That's not
Right.
my ministry. No, I'm being
Right.
honest. And it's the same thing with women that are larger. And I actually mentioned this on my TikTok. It got a little cursing in it, but
Go ahead.
a rapper by the name of I didn't like how he was talking. For who Finesse Two Times is.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I didn't mention him on my TikTok. I mentioned it on my Snapchat, but I ain't mentioned him on TikTok. So basically, he did an interview that the $1 million worth of guy. I like Wallow. I like him.
Yeah.
So he was talking to him or whatever, I guess, about his life and his journey. I haven't fully watched the interview, but I seen that clip and I was like, I'm turned off. So he was basically, when I was in there, I had a fat B word was holding me down and stuff. And Wallow was like, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Yeah. Because I hate when men sit there and they try to douse a woman because she got a larger frame.
Yeah.
We not talking about health and all that. Yeah, we could talk about, everybody really as a whole, a lot of stuff that we need to do to get us a little bit more healthier.
Mm-hmm.
But that's besides the point.
Wallow point, like you
Why
down in the
people
nine.
try to treat women that's larger like they the bottom of the totem pole?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Man.
I don't like that. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, you try to use them like they gonna be goofy number one, like they don't nobody want them. Because the
Yeah.
women that I know that be real talk about real life plus size big girl, they be having boyfriends, husbands. What are you
Fact.
talking about? Be having a rock.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little thick, but I ain't fully plus size like that. I ain't saying it like that. I'm a little thick, but I'm talking about they be having niggas. Like, do you hear me? I be like, damn, what? Hey.
You sound like your mama. You sound like your mama when you said it. They be having them now.
They be because I ain't trying to curse too much on because
I
I know
know. Yeah.
they be having a roster. So what are y'all talking about? Saying don't nobody want nobody, or you're saying things as if they're unwanted, they're undesirable. Yeah, the Proud Family did that too.
Yeah, with Dejanay being the undesirable girl.
Yeah, she's the
Chasing
undesirable, desperate, dark-skinned girl. Now I
chasing
love
after a
Proud Family.
dude. Yeah, we love this show for sure.
But let's talk about the biases there.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe in
Hey, look at Coco
else.
on here.
Hey, what's up, cuz?
Hey, cuz, what's the word, man? Love
Now
you,
maybe
cuz.
I'm gonna say this. Now maybe in your reality, maybe you have experienced some dark-skinned women that were thirsty, that were desperate for men and would do anything for men. That's an internal issue, and it probably does tie down to them and their skin tone. We don't know their backstory, but that's not everybody.
Yeah.
You cannot sit here and generalize and do that. That's the same thing if somebody sit there and generalize, oh, black men, y'all ain't do this, y'all don't take care of y'all kids, y'all don't do this and that.
Right.
You cannot sit here and generalize everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we not no monolith. That's not fair.
That's facts.
That's not fair. But
that Proud Family point was great. That's a great.
That is. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because I ain't even. I was like, I didn't even think about that at that point.
The Parkers.
Yeah, and that was the All right, Bears, come on, y'all.
I'm gonna watch the game in a minute, but I used to be like, now Nikki Parker. That man was about to. We know it's a comedy show. But the professor, I was like, gee, he corny. And he acting like he just the finest thing on earth, baby. Baby, you're not. You're not.
Hey.
That man that she had that was for the marry her, now he was fine.
Hey.
Now Nikki Parker, you done lost out but I understand that this is a show. I'm like, it is what it is. But I didn't like how they had my girl on there like.
Yeah, because he ain't want her till he seen her about to be with somebody else. So
that's another conversation.
Yeah.
You got women and men that do that.
Of course.
They like, oh, I don't want you right now. You always gonna be there. And
of
then
course.
when somebody come around, oh no, now I need to. Nah.
Yeah.
Now I wish they would have.
You good? Probably took the camera. Probably got cut off or something.
Man, that's TikTok.
Oh, TikTok thing popping up. I guess.
Nah, your cousin sending me stuff. Nisha sending me stuff on TikTok.
Oh, that's
Bringing
so
on stock Malcolm.
so Coco say straight up Tyler Perry vibes with some of these shows. Hey, I remember the
Hey
Boondocks.
man, I'm gonna say this: the best Tyler Perry movie that I've watched that I really love is the Jazz Man's Blues.
I never seen that.
Watch the jazz. It's okay. I'm gonna say this. I like the Jazz Man's Blues in the movie that he did about the women fight with the post. I forgot the name. Is 688?
Oh, with Kerry Washington. Yeah, yeah.
Now I
Okay.
like that
Yeah. I
movie
heard that
and I
was
like
good.
the
I ain't never
jazz.
watched that.
Now and I like the Jazz Man's Blues. Your auntie love that.
Auntie like that movie? Okay, yeah, I gotta check that out.
I love the Jazz Man's Blues. Yeah. I like the movie. It may be on Netflix, but like some of his stuff, I'll be like, it's giving a bit much. It's a bit. Did we when we was in high school? Did we go see Why Did I Get Married Too?
Y'all, I
We
remember
did go
that.
see.
You remember that? Boy,
Yeah. We
with
was trying to. I was like, damn. I was
because
trying
that
to
was
see.
the same night Floyd Mayweather was fighting, I think, Miguel Cotto or something like that. I think it was one of the nights. I think. I remember because that's when I found out you could watch the fights at the movie theaters, and some of the movie theaters show the fights. But I remember we went to go. I think Jeremy might have been with us that day. I think maybe
Because
he
that
wasn't with
was
us.
we had. I think that was around the time it came out in 09 or 10.
Right, 09 or 10. Right, because I remember when Floyd fought Miguel Cotto. Was that around that time he fought Miguel Cotto? 09? No, maybe Shane Mosley. I think it was Shane when he fought Shane Mosley or somebody at that time. I
Because I
think
know
Shane
I
Mosley.
was trying to sneak in to go see the new Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right, which they had,
We can't sneak in there.
and Robert England wasn't even playing Freddy Krueger, and when that was the one
No,
when
he
they had.
wasn't. It was the guy that plays. If you ever seen Watchmen,
Okay,
the movie, not the and the series is good. Did you watch it?
I never watched it. Nope.
But hey, man. But anyway, the guy that's in the Watchmen movie, he plays Rorschach.
Okay.
So he was the new Fred. He was the the Freddy Krueger in that one. He
Yeah,
wasn't that scary.
and that's what it
Robert
was. That was a
Englund.
problem for a lot of people. He wasn't scary like Robert England was. Look, Bears moving his ball now. Come on, Bears.
Don't be
Yeah.
saying score, man. Hold on. But
All right.
but Robert England, that man scares me. As a matter of fact, I remember we had a teacher at Beasley, Mr. Carson. That man looked.
He looked like Robert England?
He was a black man. He looked like Robert England. His eyes was like, he was scary.
Hey, so look. So cuz they toting that rock. Look at Luther Burden making plays, boy. Why DJ Moore on the sideline, though?
I know my daddy probably.
Woo, Bears moving his ball.
I ain't even turned it on yet. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, so your I talk about my cousin. My auntie Linda had every movie known to mankind in her house. Every movie you could think of, she had in the house. First time I seen Candyman, it was at my auntie Linda's house.
We probably watched that on cable.
Yeah, okay,
we didn't have a cassette tape.
Yeah, had on cable. Man,
watched that on cable, but
man, I seen that
Tales
movie.
from the Hood, you can't pay me to even watch that.
Hey,
no, I'm not watching.
We watched it at your mom and them at your house. I was scared as hell forever of that movie.
You can't pay me to watch that because they used to scare me. And Tasha used to be, y'all probably be like, your sister an abuser.
Dude, when a police officer,
Tasha used to be like, you gonna act a fool, and she had a movie box right. Man, I used to be running.
That movie had me shook. Said Tales from the Hood was my movie. Listen, it was a couple of stories that had me shook. One,
the doll one. I ain't gonna lie, I thought that one was funny, but it was scary.
Yeah, but the police officer, when the police officers beat that man to death, and he came
that was
back,
wrong.
Yeah, then at the end, I'm gonna say when my man's
this
ain't no funeral home, Clarence Williams.
No.
Clarence Williams. Hey, we gotta. Hey, this shit here now. That look crazy. I was a little shook off. Not a little. I was very shook off that.
That man scared me. I was like,
Yeah, That dang on Clarence Williams played that role well. He died too a few years ago, actually.
Yeah, he did. Because he used to
Yeah.
be in movies in the 70s too, for
Yeah,
sure.
I remember he played Bumpy Johnson at the beginning of the American Gangster
Oh,
with Denzel.
have you ever watched Hoodlum?
Of course. You know my friend's father was in that movie. He was Tanichi.
Yeah,
The one I
the
got to
nigga
protect the
guy.
king. Yeah,
Yeah. Your auntie loved that movie, and you know they shot some of you. They shot that here.
did I?
Yeah, mom. So your aunt, when she was at Dawson Technical School, one of her teachers was an extra in the movie.
Hey, listen. So my friend father, he was at our house. We lived on Minerva. Over there on the 65th Minerva, the one that played Tanichi, he was in Original Gangsters too. Right? He had the eye patch on his eye, the bald head
I
black
know who
dude.
you're talking about. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you something that you're gonna be like, damn. I wasn't friends with this young lady, but she was very cool. Shout out to we call her Pooh. Joyce Lennox. She's SG Row at Eastern Illinois University.
Okay.
Her uncle is Harry Lennox.
For real?
Yes. I was on Facebook. I seen her. I said, that's your uncle. She like, yeah. She was laughing. I was like, that's your uncle. I love his movies.
Shout out,
Yes.
man.
Her
He,
uncle is Harry Lennox. Like, I don't know if she got the pictures still up there, but she had like pictures of him, and he was like in his Omega Sci-Fi gear and everything
yeah.
with her mom. That's her uncle.
Gee, hold on. Bears moving is rock, boy. Hold on. Come on, Bears.
What's the score?
It's still 0-0, but the Bears start, they start off the ball. They down about to score. Look like about to score.
They
So they
fighting for their life, man.
yeah.
They
Look at
like
that.
it's it's sink or swim for them.
I'm telling you, come on, Bears. What's up with it? What's up with it, Caleb? What are you doing? Oh,
Don't be spoiling it because I ain't turned the TV on.
all right, yeah, man. But no, cuz I'm gonna have to get you back on here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really want to have a conversation, like an overall
Yeah.
whole in what you call it with you. Cause we could talk about a whole lot of different stuff in our life
You gotta
growing up
let
in
me know
Chicago.
and plan when you gotta go back to work.
Well, I go back to my night, but unfortunately. But are you I don't know. Let me see. This game probably gonna end
Because
late.
I work early, I do early intervention. You know what I do.
Right. You work Mondays, right? Monday through Friday.
So the way that because I make my own schedule based off of the case. I ain't finna go into detail because I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I'm making it to where, as of right now, I don't work on Fridays.
Okay.
Now I
Gotcha.
do. I'm gonna say this: if I have to do a makeup appointment with my clients, I'll work on Friday. But right now I'm freeing up my Wednesdays because I want that to be all virtual. Or really, I'll be done. Really, I'm gonna say this: I'm done probably by like 2-3 o'clock.
Okay.
But I'm still trying to wait back on stuff. But this Wednesday I will be at my friend's paint and sip at what's the name of that restaurant? It's a lounge over off South Chicago. Khadija having a paint and sip. She want me to come.
I
So
guess.
I'm gonna go there. But I will. When your next free day, or when the next day you go live?
I might go live after this damn game.
You gotta let me know. I'm gonna get
Depending.
on here and put this paperwork in
Yeah.
and shoot it out while we
Bet.
sleep.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna after this game go off. I'm gonna hit you and see if you still up, and we get back on here.
Text me, let me know. I'm probably gonna still be up.
Got you.
All right,
Okay.
cuz. All right, nice
Cool.
meeting y'all.
All right, my cuz on here, y'all. So look, I'm about to watch this Bears game, y'all. I'm gonna come back on here a little later. We gonna holler at y'all in a minute.
Compare
Hey.
the scores.
All right.
All right.
All right. Yep.